Question everything, trust nothing, except your boy Keeper and the tunnel community. That's for sure. I got to tell you what, guys, it is getting wild up in here. I am excited. I woke up this morning, took a little peek at my wallets. You know, got to do the morning obligatory wallet watch. Pulled up my tunnel wallet and said, woo! So if y'all have been listening to me, you would be up fat. You will be up fat. So we're going to talk about that today. I'm going to get into my portfolio a little bit and talk about some things that are in there, some things that I think that are working, some things that are not, some things that I like, some things that I dislike. We're going to dive in. We're going to dive in hard and talk about you. What's in your portfolio? What's been performing well for you? What's not? What are these markets going to provide for you in X, Y, and Z situation? We're also going to get into some news stuff. Okay, we're definitely going to talk about some news. We're going to talk about the unemployment rates and how that can affect the crypto space, and it's really important. So make sure to stick around for that. You know, I love my VeChain, so VeChain's going to be in there. We're going to talk about GameStop a little bit, and then your boy Gary Gensler, and then we're going to talk some meme coins. Like I said, tunnel community, shout out to you. I'm so glad to be on this freaking team. I'm going to show the chart here in a few minutes, so I'm going to let a few more people kind of rally in here and say hello. But if you have been lazy, you are missing out, and we still have a long way to go. I'm going to talk to you about that in just a couple minutes. Let me jump into the chat here right quick. Hold on one second. And hey, actually, everybody in the chat, as you guys come in, drop me what has been the best performer, what's been the best performer in your portfolio. That's what I want to know today. I want to know what is your best performer in on your portfolio. Patriot Caveman, you said you hit me up on Telegram. I will check that later today. I got a couple people asking about some of the Caspa mining stuff, so I will definitely check in on that and check in on you guys. So apologize. My Telegram group, as I dove into Telegram and went hard on Telegram after meeting my boy Larry the Whale and really diving into the Telegram community, the TON community, obviously now the tunnel community. I mean, my Telegram chats are just going wild. Reminder, Trading Wars. I'm confirming with the exchange. Got a message late last night from them. I think they're on Chinese time, I think. I got a message from them late last night. It looks like it's going to be 2 weeks from now to get us started back up. Got a really good cast coming in, and now I just got to solidify the people that are watching the show. We've got a really cool game plan coming up. There's a lot more money at stake that the people are going to be trading with. It's going to get wild. You're not going to be seeing these small little trades. We're going to be doing, I don't even know. We're going to be doing $1 million trades on the season. So it's going to be wild. We are stepping the game up as we get into this bull market. So stick around for that. Let me jump into the chat. This is my boy right here, Patriot Caveman. What up, brother? Good to see you. Patriot Caveman, you said you don't know how to use a DEX. Seriously. If you're being serious, Patriot Caveman, it's so simple. A caveman could do it. Honestly, it really is. If you know how to use MetaMask, you should be able to use a DEX. You literally connect your wallet to it, type in the contract address. You can find that over on CoinMarketCap. If it's not listed on CoinMarketCap, you can go over to dextools.io, copy the address, drop it in, pick the asset, swap it out, baby. It's literally that simple. When I first got into the DEX side of things, I'm not kidding, it made me a little nervous. I'm gonna tell you why. It made me nervous because it was too simple. I pulled it up and I was like, wait a minute. I literally see 2 different assets and swap. That seems a little too basic, right? Now, this is years ago, but I'm just saying. And it kind of made me feel some sort of way. So I called one of my boys and I was like, hey, man, is this right? And he's like, yeah, dude, it's right. So literally connect your wallet, put in the contract address, make sure you've got the right one, obviously, make the swap. That's literally what it comes down to. Is Bullish Trader in the house? What is he doing? Is he spamming my chat right now? Bullish, what are you doing, bro? I love you, though. I love you for it. Or actually, it's on, I think it says it's on X. So maybe he's doing something over on Twitter. But Patriot Caveman, good to see you. Who else is up in here? Again, drop your best performing asset in your portfolio into the chat. Black Rice. No, Black Rice is good too, but Black Ice. Currently Jasmine. is my biggest gainer, but holding out for Polygon and other safer plays. We're going to talk about that as we get into the portfolio, the safer side of things and what you can expect for returns versus the riskier side of things and what that could look like. So stick around. We'll definitely get into that. Patriot Caveman talking about a little bit of Caspa. You did make a Caspian wallet for those. All right. Good. Yep. I love, actually, that's the wallet that I like to use is Caspium. It's Kaspium. It works really well. It's simple. You know, Larry the Whale in the house. Donald fam. Listen, I'm going to tell, let's see. You know what? I'm going to wait on that a second. But I've got something to tell you about my boy Larry the Whale here in just a couple minutes. If I can get past Bullish's, if I can get past Bullish's X spam, whatever the heck is going on in here, I'll be able to check the rest of the chat. Let me get in here. Brett, what's up, brother? Hey, everyone. Yeah, it took me a little bit to be comfortable with DEXs, but they're pretty easy to use. They really are. And once you use one, you know, you really can use them all, right? Jay says meme coins have profited me the most. You know what? I think for most people, that's probably the answer. But the reality is, if you play in the meme coin space, the reality is, though, you have the most amount of risk there, right? I also have the most bags that have failed me in meme coins too, right? So we'll talk about that a little bit more, but I'm totally with you. And again, Donald, baby, we're gonna definitely get into that. We're at like 4 million right now. We'll get into that here in just a minute. Can't forget my caffeinated crypto. Cheers. I'm gonna start cheers to you every day as I take a little dip into my coffee. JV says ping, baby. You know what? I think I'm in. No. I'm on Beng, BENG. I think I got that one in my portfolio. I think that one failed me though, or at least it was looking pretty crazy. Solana meme casino is insane. It's definitely a casino, no doubt about that. So yeah. All right. So we're going to get into a portfolio reveal. We're going to talk about that today. We're going to dive into some specific meme coins. Cool. We're going to talk about the good, the bad, the ugly. We're going to talk about Gary Gensler. We're going to talk about VeChain a little bit. We got a lot on the schedule today. So let's get into it. Let's start off with the crypto market caps. And then we'll keep it ripping and rolling from there. Boom, bam, slam. Here we go. The global crypto market cap is at, let me update because every time I don't do this, it's off. 2.772 trillion with a T. I love saying trillion. That's a beautiful thing. Love seeing that. Bitcoin's at $70,831.94 to be exact. That's up 3.1% on the 7-day. Glad to see it. Pretty flat today, down 0.9%. ETH, that 3,800 number has been a beast after we came back to it, and it's just been really testing and holding as support. 37, 38. That's been the number that we've been hanging around. BNB at all-time high, $703. I was talking about the $600 number forever, and then we said, nope, not 600. We're going to 700. Solana, we were talking about the meme coin casino at $171. That one's sitting pretty flat right now, down a couple percent today, up a little bit, almost 2% on the week. So that's what that is. Toncoin, number 10, baby, up still 11.7% on the week. This thing does nothing but up and to the right. Been trying to tell y'all, it's not just about Tonald. It's also about Toncoin. So get onto the network. Fix your problems if you're not there. Benefit from both sides of that. So that when you do take profits, right? That's a thing that we want to do. When you do take profits, you could take it into something more safe, obviously, a top 10 asset like Ton. Maybe sit with that a little bit. You got to feel it out, see what makes the most sense for you. Scrolling on down, let's check in. We got to take a peek. Where's Caspa? Caspa's at just about 18 cents, 17.6 cents. Like I said, it had been ripping and running. Does not surprise me that we got a small little pullback, down 4.4%. Guys, you cannot just go up and to the right and never come back. You've got to find like some support. And it looks like 17, 18 cents for Caspa might be that new number, which would be a beautiful thing. I'm not mad about it. And I did say we were going to talk about VeChain because I always love talking about VeChain a little bit, but we got to scroll a little ways down here because it's been struggling a little bit. That's at 3.6 cents, up 3.6%. All right, let's take a look at the crypto bubbles. Crypto bubbles, a lot of red, but only because Bitcoin is down a hair. You guys know how this game is played. Unless you're brand new to this, you know how this game is played. Brett has really been doing some things recently. It's been up, it's been down, it's been all over the place, but it is definitely up today. Flare Network's up 8.3%. I don't even know what this W right here is. Maybe somebody can tell me in the chat. I don't even know what the heck that is. Anything else of value to look at? Like I said, CAS down about 4.2%. So that's what it's looking like. Let's check in. Let's look at the charts. We have got Bitcoin at 71,000, just past that barrier. Glad to see that. Listen, guys, I've been telling you a lot. 60 for over the last 3 months, right? The 67K number, I believe that is the big number for the larger range. That is the point of control that you've seen us bouncing off and on for months now. I think that's an important number for us to hold. But at this point, if we can stay above the 70K number, we can stair step our way up. I'll be really happy to see that. ETH, like I said, we've been on that 3,800 number a lot. I had a couple areas circled yesterday, that huge pump we had on the announcement. And then I talked about, hey, we're probably going to be range bound here for a little while. What do you know? We definitely are. Kaspa, switching on over here, obviously made that huge move, little pullback that I was talking about right here. This is on the daily, just a nice little pullback, you know, nothing to worry about. Still up like 45% over the last week or so, something wild like that. And then Toncoin, I actually didn't chart this one, but this thing looks beautiful. I'm telling you, I have been talking about Ton, and there's a reason for it. Because we just like to sit. I've been telling you, I was telling you all the way back here, right? So this stuff back here at $2, $2.50, $3, I was talking about it, telling you guys, hey, get in here. So let's get into that. Let's talk about, let's start there, right? And I'll get into my actual portfolio reveal, but I think I want to get into a little bit of Tonald and Toncoin for a second. Let me jump back into the chat though here real quick before I do that. Who up in here? Crypto Chef says, good morning, Keeper crew. Well, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you're at. Good morning, brother. Reggie Classics in the house. Glad to see you, French Toaster. Thank you for being here, guys. I really appreciate all the support. Ridley, oh, I like how you spelled this. Keeper. So, like, are you from maybe Jersey? Is it like Keeper? You know what I mean? Like kind of like a mafia style Keeper. Crypto Chef says, wormhole. It's like Link trying to bridge blockchains. Is that your biggest holding? Or I mean, not your biggest holding, but is that your best performer, Crypto Chef? One of my boys got scammed on something that was like Worm something or other, but he just clicked on the wrong one. So, you know, Larry says, WTF is Toncoin. Hold on a second. Said the noobs. Yeah. Let me break this down for you real quick, and we're going to get into that. So sometimes you have these days that just absolutely feel like, you know what, they try to crush you, right? This was this morning for me. I'm going to give you guys a quick little breakdown of this morning, and then we're going to dive hands into crypto. So to make a whole huge long story short, had to get up super early this morning. My materials guy that usually runs materials for my construction company wasn't available. And so I had to get up and get going. Had to go rent a freaking moving truck because I had a bunch of long, big material that I needed to pick up. To make a long story short, I drive all the way across town to pick this up. And the people that called it in for me, the distributor that called it in for me, that I paid through, accidentally picked my order up and then took it an hour the other direction. So that's how the day started. And instead of driving an hour to go pick it up, I said, hey, why don't you guys just call in another order? Next time you're here, flop out the materials. I said, okay, cool. Well, guess what? I had to wait an hour and 15 minutes in the same parking lot. I could have freaking driven and gone and gotten it by then. At any event, it was one thing after the next. Now, the day started off beautiful by checking my Tonald wallet, checking my Toncoin, checking on Tonald, and it was booming and banging. And then everything was just absolutely one after the other. Almost got in a bad accident. Would not have been my fault, but it was scary, right? And in a rented moving truck, which would not have been good, right? So all of these things happening. And I was at the point where I was like, you know what? I'm not going to stream today. And then I said, wait a minute. That is not what we do in crypto, right? We continue to press. We continue to grind. We continue to talk about the things that we believe in, right? So let's get into Tonald. I want to start it off with my boy Larry the Whale. I know he's in the chat. I had somebody text me this morning from my church that said, hey, bro, I'm up like 400, 300 or 400%. I don't remember what the number was, but it was somewhere in there. And he said, hey, thank you. And my response was, no problem whatsoever. I'm really excited. I'm like crypto Jesus. Think of me as crypto Jesus. I only want 10% and you get to keep your 90. You know what I'm saying? And he got a good kick out of that. But the reality is, right, Larry the Whale, who's in the chat, since we're getting biblical with it, is like freaking Moses. He's going to lead us to the promised land. Okay. When I met the man in Miami, I knew immediately I got to have this guy on my team or I got to be on his team or both. Right. So we started collaborating, started talking about some things, whatever. He knows from anybody would know probably with talking to me within a few minutes, like I'm a Trump supporter. Okay, cool. Yeah. I'm conservative. I have conservative viewpoints, right? I believe in a lot of the things that Donald Trump does, not just business aspects, but other things in monetary, world, which is crypto, obviously. Right. And now Donald is pushing in that direction. And when he came to me with the idea for Tonald, I was like, first he came to me with Ton. I'm like, okay, I'm in. I'm in. I see what Telegram's doing. Now let's build something on Ton, is what Larry was talking about. Let's do a Tonald Donald Trump meme coin. And I was like, bro, that'll be epic. Then it just kind of snowballed from there, right? But the reality is, and I want to remind everybody, you've got to have some patience, right? So let me flip over onto the Tonald chart here. Okay. Let me flip over here. I'm going to get into this. Okay. All right. So I'm always obviously looking at this chart. I'm going to back out to, just so I can show you. I'm going to back out to, well, actually I can show you right here on the hourly. So in March is when this took off, right? And if you look, you've got a lot of movement, right? It's a meme coin, right? But what do you notice? I circled this big area right here. We'd have these spikes and then we come back into this range right here. Why did we continuously, with the exception of a couple little dips, why are we able to continuously hold a floor? Well, let me tell you, all right? The teams are important. They are freaking crazy important. When people rug you, it's because the team is a big piece of dog shit. Okay. When you have a team that has created a token that is doing good things, not just for your bags, but actually doing good things in the community. Things like, I don't know, giving money to the military, giving money to a campaign of your choice, which obviously is going to be the Donald Trump campaign, right? Creating these things that are good for the betterment of the community, combined with believing in what's happening. And then those people get on the same page, which we are. All of the people in the Tonald community that are holding this floor, it's not a manipulation tactic. It's a hell yes, we're bought in. We're in, right? We have a private chat with a number of us in there that were the OGs in the project that are part of the team, and we're in, right? We have a game plan to take this a long way. And if you don't see that polyfi, whatever you want to call it, is going to take off in the meme coin space, you're nuts. You've seen some of the MAGA stuff that's went to hundreds of millions. I don't think it hit $1 billion, but hundreds of millions of dollars. You've seen the fact that people care, especially in the state of the country right now, about what's going on in politics. Who's better memeable than Donald Trump? Now let's add something else to it. We have on the team a Donald Trump impersonator that is second to none. I'm going to be bringing him on soon to play Flip or Hodl. Okay. For those of you that don't know what that is, you can toss your super chats in. Let me actually hit this real quick because we're playing tomorrow right here. Check on the bottom of the screen here. $5,000 on the line tomorrow for Flip or Hodl. I'm going to 5X all your super chats. Okay. So any super chats today, or if you gift memberships or whatever, I'm going to 5X all of that. So whatever you give me, I'll toss it on there. Boom. It's a way you can support me, support the channel, and then you can put your name on a wheel. And when Crypto Face comes on tomorrow, which there's going to be a crowd tomorrow to play this game, there's going to be 5K on the line. Somebody is going to take a chunk of money home. So if you want to toss it in, okay, boom. But I'm going to bring Tonald on to play the game as well, which I'm super freaking excited about, okay? Now, let me be really clear. You've heard me talking basically. I'll randomly talk about another meme coin or whatever. I went from years ago saying hell no to meme coins to understanding, wait a minute, value is what two or more people agree upon. And each of these projects can provide a certain type of value, whatever that looks like. This ties in with my values politically. This ties in with the group of people. Like I said, Larry is going to be Moses. He's going to be taking us to the promised land, right? And I believe that I remember the first thing he said to me was like, hey, bro, like if I don't know what you're into, whatever, but if it's anything to do with anything that is other than on the up and up, I'm out. And I just love the way that he presented it to me. At first, he probably said it a lot better than that, but that was the gist, right? And I knew right away with the way that he was talking about the group in our whale group that everybody wanted to help each other, right? That we were going to do big things. And so let's take a look. Let me get back over here, and then we're going to dive into some other stuff. Look at this freaking chart. Now, this is on the hourly. If we zoom in a little bit, look at this move here. Look at this move here. We went from 1.6 mil to almost 4 mil within, I don't know, a couple days, right? And we're just getting fired up. All right. Listen, none of this is financial advice. Be really clear about that. I'm not telling you that this token is going to change your life, but if it does, just, remember who Crypto Jesus is. All right. My 10%, send it over. I'll give you a wallet. Okay. I'm obviously kidding about that. But ultimately, the numbers, and this is what I want to be really clear about, the numbers that we are actively chasing are not moon math and they're not dreams. They are going to happen. I'm shaving my beard at 15 million. So let's just say, I'm going to do it live. Let's just say we only go to 15 million. That's about a 4x from where we're at now. Tell me in the chat if you're mad about 400% returns, right? So if you want to get in on Donald, you need to do this. I'm going to make it really simple. Donald, remember, it's like Donald, except for with a T at the start, .VIP. Scroll down on it, and you're going to see literally 3 boxes that show you how to buy Ton, how to basically set up a Ton wallet, how to buy it, and how to flop over to Donald. So just listen, do what you want. I'm never here for financial advice, but I'm telling you that if you could see the returns that have been happening for other people, I think that it's worth the opportunity. But again, it's still a meme coin, so use caution. I'm not asking anybody to mortgage their house for this. I mean, if you do, whatever, but I'm not asking that you do that. But trade cautiously, but this is going to go a long way. And the people that are in the group, on the actual team, they ain't selling. I'm telling you right now, right? It's going to be a long time before any of us are taking profits. And we've got some game plans even surrounding that to be able to support the chart to help everybody. We want everybody to win on this. And that'll be all surrounding your boy, Donald Trump. Memories with Mike. $10 super chat. Mike, let me put you on the wheel 50 freaking times. I'm putting you on right now. Memories with Mike, 50 times on the wheel. Hold that thought 1 second, guys, because if I don't do it right now, I'll get sidetracked. Memories with Mike. Mike making memories on the stream today. What do we got? 50 times from, okay, boom. And you are on there. Mike, thank you very much for the super chat, bro. Appreciate the love. Make sure you're here tomorrow, Mike, because when we play Flip or Hodl tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for that 5K, you need to be here. Crypto Face is coming on tomorrow. There's going to be a lot of people here, so make sure that you do that. Katie in the house says, "Consider the beard is already gone, guys." I am. When I made the bet. Within inside of the community, and I was trying to go for higher numbers because I believe in this so much, right? But I kept getting pressed back, and I was like, you know what? It'll be good for everybody, right? My facial hair grows so damn fast anyway, right? It won't be that big of a deal. But as we're getting closer, I'm starting to get a little nervous because I haven't seen myself without a beard in a while, and yeah, I'm just thinking, it's going to be interesting, but it's happening. It's going to happen, right? And that's a 4x from here. So Tano.vip if you want to check that out. All right, so let's dive into a little bit more. I'll probably get back into some other stuff with that as well. Oh boy, real quick, Larry the Whale dropping a $30 super chat. Larry the Whale, you did not have to do that. I appreciate you, brother. Larry the Whale wants to be on the. Larry said, "Wait a minute, Memories with Mike. I got to get on this wheel too." And Larry the whale is now on. Dude, that's 150 times on the wheel. Look at you. You better be here tomorrow, Larry. I got to say, you better be here. 150. That's going to put me to boom, bam, slam. Hold on. Takes a second to drag down 150 lines here. Boom. And no, I'm not doing cocaine. All right, sorry, bad drug joke. All right, cool. Thank you, Larry. Appreciate you, bro. So just understand this. There's going to be a lot of these right here. And I will tell you, this is all of it freaking super organic. It just is, right? So I'm excited about what's happening there. All right, let's get into a little bit of other stuff. I've talked to you guys a lot about, Validity. Talk to you about that. Talk to you about. I've been showing my wallet every day. If you guys haven't been paying attention, here it is. Right. I'm not going to dive into all the specifics, but basically, I've put in about $3K. I've got $4,200 worth of net value of Validity, and I've been able to pull over $2,000 worth of ETH to use elsewhere. If you're not doing anything with your Ethereum, fix that problem. Just throwing it out there. All right, let's talk some news. U.S. unemployment claims surged to 229,000, exceeding market expectations. I'm not going to read a lot of this, but I'm going to explain some things to you, okay? U.S. unemployment claims in the U.S. rose by 8,000 to 229,000, exceeding market expectation and reaching the highest level since early May. The unexpected surge in jobless claims signals potential challenges in the U.S. job market, raising concerns about economic recovery. Factors like rising interest rates and geopolitical tensions may be influencing businesses, prompting cautious staffing decisions and affecting overall economic growth. Let me just pause right there, right? Let me just pause, all right? This economic data, though it might sound boring to you, is important. It's really freaking important. When you get into this type of data, right? You have to look at some different things like how is this going to affect things? So you got a bunch more people than we anticipated are unemployed. So there's going to be good and bad from that. And there's actually going to be good from it. I'm going to talk about it in a minute. First one. So like risk aversion, right? High unemployment rates lead to that economic uncertainty. Then you don't have consumer confidence. So most of the investors may be more risk averse, right? Now, second, do they have their discretionary income that they usually would? When unemployment's high, they have less disposable income to invest in their speculative assets. Okay. Then we talk about economic stability, right? This market uncertainty with high unemployment can signal like broader economic issues such as recession, slowdown. So like it's a little bit scary, right? But here's the silver lining here, right? It's in monetary policy, right? So high unemployment a lot of times prompts central banks to implement like accommodative, I should say, I guess, monetary policies like lowering interest rates or increasing money supply through quantitative easing. How would that how does that help? Well, did you guys not see what happened during, the C-19 epidemic, right? So the positive effects there are lower interest rates reduce the attractiveness on traditional savings and bonds. So that pushes investors towards alternative assets like, drum roll please, crypto. Right now, there's a negative with that too. The increased money supply leads to inflation concerns. So there's definitely a balance there because that's been an issue as well, right? And then we get into fiscal policy, right? So they sometimes will introduce like fiscal stimulus to combat high unemployment. So there's all of this it's this give and take game with our money that is happening, right? There's give, take, and there's a nice balance that we're trying to find to be able to put ourselves in the best position in crypto possible. So are we rooting for high unemployment? No, of course we're not. Right? We want people to have jobs and make money and do all these great things. But there are things that will happen in response to that can be good for the overall crypto space. Hold the phone from Ridley. Keeper. All right, dude. Now I got to do a conversion. First of all, thank you very much. Thank you. Let me do a quick conversion here. Hold on a second. $250 in Canadian to US. How much did you just give me? You just gave me $182 super chat, bro. Are you serious right now? Ridley, thank you. You know what? I gotta write this one down because you guys are gonna get bored with me copying and pasting. Dude, Ridley. Thank you very much. I'm guessing that's Canadian. CA has got to be Canadian, right? Right? Somebody tell me in the chat. $182. So that's going to be 500, 910 spots on the wheel. Oh, bro, I appreciate you, bro. Listen, what you should do, Ridley, right, is when you come in tomorrow for Flip or Hodl, let's say you take that home. We should have an agreement here, right? We should have an agreement that you take some piece of that action, right? Bless your family first. That's always important, right? Bless the family. Take care of any economic things that you have going on. Cool. Secondly, buy tunnel, right? Obviously not financial advice, but it's what any good keeper lover would do, right? They get on to Ton, they buy tunneled, and then they say, thank you, keeper, as the numbers just explode. But thank you very much, bro. I really appreciate you. Who's this? Jesus, Hits, and Fish. No, just kidding. Jesus, Jits, and Fish. I got to figure that one out. I don't know what is it Jesus, Jeets, and Fish? Are we talking Jeets, like people that are jeeting out on a chart? Or maybe you should tell me what that, looks like. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to the game show tomorrow. And again, Donald is going to be sponsoring one of them as well. I gotta get with the Donald impersonator, to the Donald Trump impersonator, who's freaking hilarious. I need to get with him and look at the schedule. But we're going to be doing a Flipper Hodl as well, and who knows what that number is going to be at that point. So get in where you fit in. All right, let's talk a little bit about VeChain for a second here. VeChain partners with EV Earn and Tesla through Charge to Earn DApp to reward drivers for sustainability. Now, there's something on this that I'm going to tell you guys. I like VeChain, but some of the sustainability stuff is hogwash. All right, I'm just telling you. VeChain teams up with EV Earn and Tesla to introduce Charge to Earn DApp, incentivizing sustainable driving. This collaboration enhances the utility of blockchain and sustainability efforts, potentially boosting VeChain's value. Okay, let's see what it is, right? Oh, I got to go back over the screen here. There we go. The tweet says, exciting news. The VeChain-powered EV Earn's Charge to Earn app is coming to Tesla cars soon. Here's how it works. EV Earn connects with your Tesla computer to track usage, like energy and distance. Get rewards like charging discounts or freebies. VeChain ensures safety. So here's why I like this, and then you already know how I keep it real, right? I'm going to tell you why I hate it too. I like it because it's going to bring some potential price appreciation to VeChain. Listen, let's be fair. This is a way for VeChain to advertise. They advertise with the UFC. Now they're advertising via Tesla, right? They're just trying to keep their name in there. The sustainability effort, I'm going to call it like it is. All of the terrible, terrible things that have to happen to make these EVs, and then the problems that you have surrounding it, like a grid that can't handle all the electric that they're trying to put on it, right? Those are all not good, right? So we actually, if you look at it, this is just a reality. It's a net negative on the environment to create the things that are supposed to be a positive. So I have a problem with that because it's all done in the name of sustainability and save the world and save the trees and save all of these things, but yet we're killing all of them using slave labor and have no way to dispose of batteries, except for maybe shooting them off to the freaking moon by doing it. And by the way, we're putting way too much stress and pressure on the power grid. And hey, guess what? I need that power grid to mine Caspa. Okay. I need that power grid to mine Bitcoin. So, a little give and take here. I'll go with it for the price appreciation of VeChain for my portfolio, but I'm going to hit these last couple articles kind of quick, and then I'm going to dive into my portfolio. So GameStop, right? Talked about this a little bit the other day, right? It sounded like, dude, George Carlin is probably, Coco, shout out to you. Haha, sounded like George Carlin just then. Save the world. Yeah. George Carlin, probably my favorite comedian of all times. I loved him. It was a really sad thing to see him die, but he was absolutely freaking hilarious. And I loved his tongue-in-cheek, things that he would talk about, just as I was right there, right? Ain't no saving the world, right? GameStop stock rising as Roaring Kitty YouTube channel mysteriously updated. Shares in GameStop are climbing again Thursday amid speculation that influencer Roaring Kitty is returning to live streams. Uh-oh. There's him. That was back in 2020. All right. GameStop meme stocks trader Roaring Kitty, aka Keith Gill, first returned to Twitter in May following a 3-year absence, and then made his first new Reddit post this week amid the latest revival of the GME frenzy. Now there's a clue that he may be bringing back his infamous YouTube streams as GameStop shares continue to gain. Guys, here's all I want to say about this one. Be cautious, right? He has over $100 million position in GameStop right now. Now, do I think that he wants for the betterment of the community? Do I think that he actually wants to do good things for people and push against the institutions? Hell yeah, let's get it, right? I'm all about it, right? Somebody told me, actually, here, right here. I was gonna say somebody told me he's gonna be live, I think tomorrow. Yeah, Memories with Mike, thank you. Supposedly live tomorrow. All I'm trying to say is you still need to have caution because these institutions have seen this game played before and they got their asses handed to them. So they're going to have some sort of a plan, or at least you would think some sort of a plan for something like this. All I'm saying is Larry the Whale is leading us to the promised land, not Crypto Kitty. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Or Crypto Kitty, Roaring Kitty, right? So it's different. You got Crypto Jesus in Keeper, right? Only asking for 10% of the returns with where he leads you. And you got Moses leading everybody to the promised land via Larry the Whale. So that's how this biblical thing, this tunnel of biblical proportions is going to work. All I'm saying is just use caution. As always, use caution because he holds a massive position and he's obviously not prepared to lose his entire position in the name of the greater good, right? And so when one person holds a massive, massive position there, they do have, a lot of influence on what happens. And obviously all of his social aspect of it is the bigger part of that. That's what brings people in. Right. Yeah. It was like a $200 million position or something freaking wild. So just be cautious there. Gary Gensler is now being asked about bonk ETFs following Ethereum approvals. SEC Gary Gensler took a less hostile approach to crypto in a new interview following Ethereum ETF approvals and was asked, what's next? Here's the lizard man himself. SEC chair Gary Gensler found himself criticizing the crypto industry on live television yet again on Wednesday, but this time the regulator appeared to use markedly softer language as he was asked about potential crypto ETFs ahead. These tokens, these freaking, I swear to God, I'm going to get an ad blocker because these are getting freaking crazy. These tokens have not given you the proper disclosures you not only need to make your investment decisions, but also that are required by the law. Gensler said on CNBC when questioned by Jim Cramer about a slew of successful cryptocurrencies listed by the television personality. While Gensler's tone was undeniably critical, his implication that tokens like Solana, meme coin Bonk might be considered acceptable investments given adequate disclosures is a far less harsh tune than the SEC chief has sung in the past. Listen, he has to back off, right? He has to back off. Dave Digital, what do you mean? What am I talking about? What did you miss, bro? I'm happy to fill the man, the myth, the legend, Dave Digital in. Dave, let me know. What do you mean? What am I talking about? I'm talking about Gary Gensler right now. I don't know what you missed. But that being said, Gensler has to take a different stance on this. He has to position himself differently. He has to, because the facts are this. These are being considered commodities, and that is where we are headed. Oh, Dave, if you missed the start of the stream, I had told somebody when they thanked me for the fantastic returns from Donald, I had told them, hey, just think, he's from my church, right? And I said, hey, just think of me as Crypto Jesus. I only asked for 10%. You can keep 90. I told him that this morning. And, Larry the Whale, the one that started and is the head honcho for Donald. I said, he's like Moses. He's leading us to the promised land because Donald is ripping and running. We're at like 4 million now, which I told you guys to buy at like, I don't know, 300K. I think is what when I first started talking to you guys about it. So, but what's a 12.5x, right? Nothing, right? So Gensler has to take a markedly different tone because the facts are really simple that this is where we are headed and you're not going to be able to stop that, right? And so Gary has because he's a puppet anyway, right? And so when the big dogs, right? When the big dogs, the BlackRocks of the world say, hey, listen, step aside, lizard man. he has to he has to obey, he has to listen. And so they're probably coaching him to kind of back himself off a little bit, back himself off a little bit. And side note, I just saw a little thing pop up on my DGen Telegram group. I've got a DGen Telegram group. Check the link down below the stream. They got the call out for Donald way earlier than anybody else did. And that'll continue to be how it is. So just letting you know, you can check that out. And I think somebody might have just dropped in the information to make the Donald, the Donald purchase if you do want to do that. So, all right. So that's Gensler. Let's talk about meme coins and let's get into the portfolio. So you obviously heard me talking about meme coins. Now here's the reality, right? Let me read this headline to you and you guys just let this digest, right? Meme coin institutional holdings surged since January. Hold on. Meme coin institutional holdings surged since January. It says institutional investors on crypto exchange Bybit increased meme coin allocations to a high of $300 million in April from $63 million at the start of the year. So a 5x in institutional holdings on meme coins. The allocations of meme coins have surged over 300% this year, touching a high of almost $300 million in April. The influx highlights professional investors' growing interest in the sector, according to Bybit. Dogecoin and Shiba Inu were favored for their liquidity, with Bonk the most popular new meme coin. Now, listen, this is very simple. The money follows the money, right? The money follows the money. And I don't know if this person's in the chat or not, but as a fun little side note to that, he who hath the gold make the rules. And the institutions who have always made the rules are seeing the average person making crazy money, right? The gentleman and I can never remember how it's said. It's something Shibtoshi or something like that made $1 billion on Shiba or whatever it is that now has the oh shoot, I'm spacing on the name of the platform right now, and I should know this. This is really bad. He sponsored a whole bunch of stuff from the last Karate Combat event. At any event, the institutions are looking and saying and seeing, oh my gosh, we got regular Joe Blow over here making wild amounts of money. And when they position themselves, if they're able to effectively take profits on these wild amounts of money, now all of a sudden they're starting to level the playing field. We can't let this happen, right? We can't let this happen. And because I've told you a million times before, value is what two or more people agree upon. These meme coins have freaking value. The meme coins have value, okay? I'm not saying they should be a massive percentage of your portfolio. Maybe they turn into it because they blast off so high, right? That happens, right? Like Donald and Coochie, for example, Donald mainly has jumped up massively to a lot larger percentage of my portfolio, but that's just from price appreciation, right? That's just from price appreciation. Okay. I didn't start off with it like that, although I was definitely in, right? Like I committed when I got in because I'm on the damn team, right? And I know what the team is doing in the background. But my whole point behind all of this is if we've had crypto is probably one of the first things where the average person gets to kind of level the playing field or has the ability to level the playing field. Right? Like, I don't want to get into super specifics about how much I put in on one thing and how much it's at right now, because I know I'll get the pushback that like, well, yeah, but you get these phone calls that we don't get and blah, blah, blah. And I get it, right? But that's the way of the world, right? That's the way of the world. But there's massive, massive amounts of money being made in this crypto space, right? Massive amounts of money that people lose as well, right? It's not just an all up and to the right game, right? Lots of people that lose money as well. But a lot of the losses that happen are either sheer stupidity, getting scammed, or they are, this is part of sheer stupidity, or they're just not willing to be patient at all. And they bail, and then they realize, holy crap, right? They realize, holy crap. I mean, look, right? Speaking of patience, right? We launched on the middle of March on Donald, and we ranged between 500K, 400K, 300K, and really 1.5 million for months, right? April, May. Now we're into June. And now all of a sudden we're right at 4 mil, right? Patience was involved there and a lot of continuing to grow and adapt and figure out what are people looking for here. So the institutions see that and they're like, okay, where can I go to play the same game that these average people are making massive amounts of money? And we can take our massive amount of money and make it even more massive, right? Because a $4 million market cap, right? I keep using Tomo as the example, but it's just the best one for me to use, period. A $4 million market cap, right? A large amount of money that's still due to come into the space. Oh yeah, by the way, it's hard to buy TON, right? Like not hard, but like you have to know what you're doing. Once that axe is cut, once that is once that is simplified, and you're like, oh yeah, just go on freaking Coinbase and buy TON, and then boom, right? That's going to absolutely accelerate things. As things get easier, that's going to do nothing but pump. So if you're buying in at $4 million, think about the market caps that are in the crypto space. Think about okay, if you look at like MAGA, for example, that's all surrounding Donald Trump, right? The Polyfi, whatever. Went to hundreds and hundreds of millions. It might have even touched $1 billion. I don't think that it did, right? But listen, even just the beard shaving event that's going to be at 15 mil is like a 4x from where we're at right now. Guys, there's so much potential here. As long as you know who's behind the project that wants to support you and help you win as well. And that's what we're doing, period. Right? That's it. All right. So I'm going hard on this right now because I'm super excited about the upcoming. I wouldn't say I'm excited about the election because God, some of this stuff just gets disgusting that we're seeing in the space, but people are so invested in it. And what my boy Larry has taught me is that with memes, right? It is a lot about narrative. Who's the most famous man on planet Earth? Probably Donald Trump. And we got the best impersonator of him on the team. Just saying, right? So all that just to say, be cautious, but if you have information on a solid team that you know wants to support and still has a long way to go, hey, not financial advice, but take a look at it, right? All right, let's talk about my portfolio, okay? This is in no particular order, but I'm gonna kind of chat through some of this, right? So, well, actually, I'll do some of it. I'll do a little bit of it in order, but I can't really because I didn't put this in order. So I'd really have to look through this list. And I want to kind of talk about how I like to set up my portfolio. Okay. There's an 80-20 rule in crypto where it says 80% of your portfolio should be in blue chips, top 10, top 20, right? Like legitimate staying power, massive projects. Right. And then the 20% are alts. And a lot of people will tell you, well, you know, you should only have a very, very, very small percentage of your portfolio allocated into meme coins. But let me pause that real quick and just tell you that totally depends on what your goal is and what your risk tolerance looks like. Because the people that have patience, the people that have risk tolerance are going to be able, right? If they've got the tolerance for the risk, they also have the ability, a lot better ability to make wild, wild returns. So these rules, throw them out the freaking window. And I'm not saying that they're not good ideas, but what I'm trying to explain to you is like, you need to put that together for yourself. What does it look like for you? What kind of money are you trying to make? What kind of money are you willing to lose? And that second part's really important because I look at crypto as not all of it, but I look at a lot of these speculative investments as, okay, I'm ready to lose that amount when I put it in, right? Something goes wild, something goes sideways, I'm ready to lose it. Now, the projects that I have the more conviction on, massive projects and or projects that I'm on the team where I know the inner workings of what's happening, okay, different story. I'm putting more money in and I'm planning on yielding a lot higher return. But let me go through some of my portfolio. 1 second. Let me jump into the chat real quick. First of all, smash that like if you haven't already. Make sure to put on the bell notification so you guys know when I'm coming on. Yeah, just want to thank everybody for being here. Memories Mike said, I'm going to try to sell my grandpa's inheritance for a single Bitcoin. He was Santa my whole life, and I have a ton of his toys. Hoping to have the website up and running by the latest in September. Memories with Mike, hit us up, hit me up, let me know when you do that, and you know what I'm saying. We can help you stack that generational wealth. All right, so the portfolio. Ethereum, that is my number one holding. That is my largest holding. Okay. And I would have Bitcoin next, but just I like to be transparent with you guys, right? I had to take a decent little bit of Bitcoin off the table because and I took Bitcoin for a reason, for me, right? I had to take a chunk off the table because of some of the inner workings of how the construction business can work sometime and how people aren't able to spend money the way that they were before. Just basically for some liquidity, some cash. I needed to do it, right? So I took Bitcoin off the table. So it's not even my second largest holding right now, right? And so what happens with these portfolios? Well, the percentages are obviously going to jump around unless you're just solid into one, right? I don't think that is a good idea, right? I think that you take that idea and throw it out the window, because if you sell your soul, your entire portfolio on one thing, what happens when that one thing has a problem, right? Has a problem. So don't do that, right? So I've got ETH. I've obviously got Bitcoin, right? I still have a decent little bit of Bitcoin, but I'm just saying I had to take some off the table. I've got some BNB. I've got VeChain. I've got TON. Pause right there. Y'all already know I got TON. I've been stacking some TON, doing some good things with TON. It has done very well for me, right? It has done very well for me. I have got XRP that has been doing nothing for me for a long time, but hey, I'm still up quite a bit. USDT, USDC, obviously I got some stable coins in there. Cardano, Audius, Karate Token, VThor, Chainlink, Kaspa. Kaspa is a big one for me at this point because of my mining. And that's doing nothing but growing. I got the money printers printing. So hit me up if you guys are interested in getting some miners or whatever, and we can put miners, MINERS, and we can get you set up underneath my mining farm. So just, I'm happy to do that. Yeah, talk to me about it. Next one that I have on the list, and again, these weren't in any order, is Tonald. Guys, listen. Sometimes I'll share, what I put in, what I got out, but like I said, people are gonna be like, well, you got the phone call that I didn't get. Okay, fair enough. Tonald, the percentages are jumping, right? As this thing freaking grows, the percentages are just absolutely exponentially jumping for how much of my portfolio it is. I want Tonald to literally be my biggest holding if I can, right? Because I've got the most control over that. I don't have the control that I have over some of the other stuff, right? Fan freaking tastic, but it is rapidly growing and going to continue. So I'm super excited about that. Coochie, same thing. My boy Blood running up the Coochie. Make sure to check that one out. That one's out over on Solana. So I've got a good one there. And then I've got some one-offs, right? Like El Gato. Some of the people in the whale group were talking to me about the cat memes and how they're important, right? Got a nice holding in WTK, Warz Pay. That is one of the first worldwide recognized good to go assets worldwide, and that's going to be a banger. Got some Boost Swap. If you're looking to leverage on a swap, right? You use the debt. It's basically kind of like a DEX where you're swapping, but you can literally leverage your swap. So you're like, oh, okay, I want to spend $100 on this, but I want to get $400 worth out of. You're able to leverage this swap. So that's a really cool, and that's Boost Swap. Matic, WC Trades, Validity, obviously. Got some Bencoin in there. Panda, Dog, Cybonk, Trimp, Bowden, Bang, Having. I've got Polygon, obviously. I don't know if I said that one. Obviously, I've got Solana. But that's kind of a breakdown of what my portfolio looks like. And I think that we need to have the discussion in a really simple way or you should have, and I've talked to people about this before, you need to have an accountability partner combined with a game plan. And the accountability partner needs to know your game plan. The accountability partner needs to know your game plan. That's really, really, really important, because when something goes wild, right, in your portfolio, and you are thinking that I can't, I should only take a small amount, I should only do this, only do that, they will remind you of what your game plan was, right? They will remind you. And that is paramount, because I've made bad it's the easiest person to lie to is yourself. It is. It's really easy to talk yourself in and out of something like, oh, yeah, well, I would do this, but it's going here. Da, 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 da. But when somebody else says, hey, wait a minute, here was your game plan. This is what you're doing. This is what you said you were going to do. And you were going to do it for X, Y, and Z, and have your whys set up, right? And if you can reach your whys and keep a moon bag, don't not do that. Maybe your why isn't as big as somebody else's, but it's your freaking why. It's your why, right? I've got some little bit of debt that I want to pay off. That combined with generational wealth, right, is what I'm looking to. And I have a really specific number to where when I hit this number, take out my portfolio that I've had for years and years and years, from basically this run, when I hit a certain number, right, I'm taking it off of the table, and I'm going to live debt free, right? Now, that can be a terrible idea as well, right? Because rich people, wealthy people have this mindset of using other people's money. I'm talking about not having just the everyday stuff that you get wrecked on, right? Like little credit cards and shoot, even on, some people will say, you shouldn't pay off your mortgage. Some people say you should, but the amount of interest that you pay over the long term, boom, bam, slam. Listen, I have a game plan. It's going to work for me, and I've got the accountability partner, and it's going to happen. You need to do the same. Everybody's been asking something, I've been talking about Tonald a lot. Listen, go to tonald.vip. If you guys can't see that, I'll zoom in here. Well, I think I'm going to zoom in. It's a little bit harder to see. Yeah, no, let me zoom out. I'm trying not to push. I'm trying not to push the enter site right now because it plays awesome music, but I don't feel like hearing it in my ear right now. Download TonKeeper, get some Ton, buy Tonald on StoneFi. The StoneFi app that's the DEX that's within the app. So the TonKeeper wallet has a little thing that says browser. Click on browser, and then scroll across the top banners. One of them is StoneFi. That's where you can make the swap or whatever. So if you guys are wondering how to do that, just tonald.vip, and you can check that out. Guys, it's 2 o'clock. It's 2 o'clock. My bags are pumping. It started off as a terrible day, and I wasn't going to stream, but I said, you know what? For the people, we need to stream today, right? Get your portfolio in a position, in a setup that works for you. Get yourself an accountability partner, and you decide, do I want to go heavy on meme coins? You decide, do I want to just stay safe and I want to only do blue chips? You decide what you want to do for you, and make sure that accountability partner is not a pussy, okay? Make sure, excuse my mouth, make sure that accountability partner is somebody that's going to hold you to what you say so that you can get your why taken care of and take your next steps forward. That's it. Point blank, period. Point blank, period. Crypto fam, I love each and every one of you. It's been a fantastic freaking stream. Tonald.vip, y'all. Jump in, check it out. There's 3 easy steps you can get on there if you haven't already. Guys, we have so much further to go, right? Also, Ryan said, make sure that you yourself are not as well. This is a very good point, right? Don't be. Okay. Yeah. So I love you guys. Question everything. Trust nothing except for your boy Keeper and Tonald. And until next time, hodl like it's hot. I will see you soon.